Hey guys, how's it going? Today we had a bit of a shakeup in the dawn of the DC Universe news today. So Ian is joining me with this as okay. Before we go further, I want to ask, how has of the DC Universe been for you so far? Has it been DC Rebirth 2.0, or at the very least, is it continuing the trend Infinite Frontier started, but it for good and for ill?
To me, it feels a lot more like Infinite Frontier, but even less cohesive. It doesn't.
Really?
They're doing a staggered launch instead of everything launching at once. It doesn't feel like one thing.
True.
This also has no real continuity shakeups, which Infinite Frontier did do that.
Superman.
That's a status quo shakeup. I'm talking
Oh,
about like death metal saying that all the history is now available.
true. Now, to be fair though, that only applied to the Infinite Frontier book. It didn't really apply to anywhere else.
I mean, you can
It,
argue
it
that
didn't.
it's why
Wonder Woman, except for Wonder Woman.
you can yeah, well that wasn't that again, that's more of a status quo than a
No, but I'm just saying, as far as acknowledging, when you really think about it, that only applied to Infinite Frontier and then Justice League Incarnate.
yeah. I don't know.
So if
It's
you
weird. I know they're trying to get me to think about it as a thing, but I don't.
but I do think, though, personally, I feel it is off to a very slow start, but not a bad start.
I mean,
Superman has been nailing it. Superman has been nailing it
yeah, I agree.
with the
Superman's
books.
definitely leading the charge both in quality and because it dropped first, but those books are good.
And that's really,
Um
and really, to be honest, if we had anything else that wasn't Superman
no.
related,
We haven't had anything else drop yet. Um
Doom
they're
Patrol is
trying to
coming out
promote
soon.
Doom Patrol. I don't care about Doom Patrol, so I know people
Mm-hmm.
are excited, but I'm not. Green Arrow. Unfortunately, I'm kind of bummed that it's a miniseries. That
But
kind of
given what happened with Poison Ivy succeeding, I think that shows that they're going to do it more that way. It's going to be a mini series that could expand into a 12 issue, and then from there could expand into an ongoing. And if Ivy can do it, I think it's shown that there's a better opportunity for others to do it.
But why does Ivy do it? Like,
I
what
don't
is
know.
the audience? I feel like that's a
I don't know,
specific
but
audience.
but I'm just saying no. But it still proved it. I don't think that's going to be the exception to the rule. I think that's proving the rule.
We'll see. I
By the
think it
way,
was a
these
mistake
tentacles,
to
I think,
announce as a
given the
as a.
stuff set up in hey, wait a minute. Wait a second. I just realized something.
Oh, you didn't see the Detective Chimp?
That's right from the Dr. Fate stuff, Mini.
Oh, was that recent?
No, that's old. Hold on. This goes way back.
Robert is extremely excited about this. I did not realize he would be so excited.
Dude, this goes way back.
Ah, nice.
This goes back to when this is Bill William. This was the stuff that led, the helmet of fate stuff that led up to
Shadowcat?
Steve Gerber's Dr. Fate,
Oh, okay.
which was around the time of Final Crisis, the countdown to Final Crisis. That's how far back that image that's from. Hey, Colin, by the way. But sorry, that just dawned on me. I'm like, hey, wait a second. Okay,
I'm
but
I'm
so
interested in Brave and the Bold. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just actually no. I've lost interest in Brave and the Bold.
really,
Shazam,
why?
unfortunately, because it's Wade and because it seems like they're getting away from.
Wait. Brave and the Bold, isn't that Tom King?
Yeah.
Then why'd you say it's Wade?
No, I moved on to Shazam.
No, you said you're losing faith in Brave and the Bold.
Yes. I've
Why?
lost interest in it
Why?
because it's just Urban Legends 2.0.
But was
And
bigger
that
names on
anthology
it.
series was awful, terrible, and bad.
Well, it got it towards. It started out strong. It just fell apart fast.
It started out with one good story and three crap stories, and
Whoa! I'd argue that.
what were the other three stories?
Okay, I have to go double check them, but
See, if you can't remember them,
it's
why
been
do you
over a
think they're
year.
good?
It's been over a year.
I remember good stories from over 2 to 5 years ago.
Okay. Anyway, Now Shazam, I know it was you and Mark Wade.
I think it's cool that Mora is getting a great book. I think he's perfect for that book.
But aren't you enjoying World's Finest?
No, I don't read it.
Dude, you're missing out.
I don't like Batman Superman books. I don't like Justice
Okay,
League books.
what about Batman versus Robin?
I hate that book. That book was awful and terrible.
You're crazy.
Yes.
You are insane. It was good.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Green Lantern, of course, I'm very excited about. Especially since the only place I'm going to be able to read.
And then we have Titans. We have Titans.
Titans.
With
There's
Tom
no
Taylor.
way I'm going to be excited about that book because I don't like Titans. And Cyborg.
We'll get to that here.
Hmm?
We will get to that here. Remember? Oh no, that's Steel. Cyborg. Who's doing Cyborg again?
Someone.
We still haven't gotten it still?
No, we have, but I can't. I want to say Chuck Black, but it could be someone else. Actually, I don't think it's Chuck Black.
I don't think so either. No, that's. Oh, Morgan Hampton, who did on the Pride issues.
Yeah,
Morgan Hampton and Tom Rainey.
I don't recognize the artist either.
Tom Rainey, he's been around for a long time, dude.
There's thousands of people who've been around for a long time.
Okay. Anyway. So
and now we have Wonder Woman and Flash.
They're both reaching up to issue 800. Yep, both were reaching up to issue 800. And let's be honest, we knew that was coming, and that was so obvious. And it makes sense. They both reached 750 around the same time.
So here's the thing for me.
Okay, let's talk about Flash first.
Well, this is more of a structural question. I'm looking back over the last several anniversaries, and people were saying, "Oh, this is expected. When you reach a milestone, you change creative teams." And I'm like, "That's not not how DC's been running."
Williamson stayed around for at least a couple more issues before he left.
Williamson had 750, and he stayed around for a while.
But now, to be fair, because he was always going to do 100 issue stuff, it was just partway through they decided let's renumber it to 750.
And then
so he still had that locked in. Wonder Woman was a change up.
No, Wonder Woman 750 was not.
Oh no, you're right. Wonder Woman eventually led into. Well, they wrapped it up though. They started to wind down after that. Both of them led to things winding down.
Batman 800, 900, nothing happened.
Right.
Well, I mean, we're assuming nothing's happening with 900, but I don't. Zdarsky's not leaving. Detective Comics, Action Comic. Well,
Action Comics 1000 did.
That's the one exception. Superman 800 and Detective Comics.
No, neither of them did a shakeup. Yeah, you're right.
So this is, I would say, minority rather than majority. So I don't think you can say.
Yeah, most of the time they're just big stories. Most of the time they're just big stories.
Or an anthology celebration.
Now, a lot of them do eventually lead to the runs wrapping up. Like once they reach the milestone, for some of them they did like Action Comics 900. That eventually wrapped up because of New 52 coming up.
Well, I'm talking about in the last
in the
5
past
years,
couple of
because
years. You're right about
the way DC's run. I mean, those are completely different editors.
To be fair, we still haven't gotten a Green Lantern, probably because there's so many Green Lantern subways, it's hard for them to actually decide what counts.
Yeah, I don't envy them trying to figure out how to number Green Lantern, although they've done it for Wonder Woman, which is really complicated too.
Not as complicated as Green Lantern.
I agree. But like, would you count Green Lanterns? Would you count Hal and Pals? I don't know.
Hal and Pals. Would you count Green Lantern Corps?
Would you count the Green Lantern?
Exactly. That's
I don't know how any of these books would necessarily be counted.
Okay, but anyway, with Flash.
Well, which one do you think we're going to spend more time on, Flash or Wonder Woman?
Flash will be what we'll talk about more. So let's start with Wonder Woman. Actually, no, let's start with Steelworks and Hawk.
Yeah, let's
and
start with the
Hawk Girl.
short ones. Let's get the short ones
So
out of the way.
Hawk Girl first, because that's the shortest one.
I didn't read Galaxy, so I don't have anything to say about the writer.
I know Jadzia Axelrod and
I love Aminke Nwelpan, so the art is going to be great.
So, but this is going to be a new person,
this should be a miniseries. I don't understand why this is an ongoing.
Who knows? But like I said,
this should be a miniseries.
I'm not sure on, because how do we know this won't be another Fitzmartin?
Why would that means a miniseries would be better?
No, I know, but I'm saying no. How do we know we're not going to get? I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm just saying we don't know.
I think that for a relatively new writer and a character that doesn't have a built-in fan base, miniseries is the way to go.
Agreed. Oh, I agree with that. That's why I'm wondering why this is an ongoing.
I don't get it. I think Cyborg should be a miniseries too, because Cyborg has not been able to sustain an ongoing for decades.
Right now,
which is unfair. I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying last time they canceled Marv Wolfman. Marv Wolfman's an A-lister, and they canceled him.
Because, well, to be fair, that story wasn't the greatest.
I'm not saying it wasn't the greatest, but like he has earned DC at least letting him finish his story.
You're right. Now, that was the pandemic stuff.
Steelworks. Michael
Dorn coming
I made a joke. I wish Michael Dorn would record this comic as a podcast, because I would just love hearing him say it.
But I'm surprised he doesn't have a co-writer, an actual comic pro alongside him.
Has he done any screenwriting?
Not that I know of. That's the thing. Let me look it up. I mean, I'll say this. I will say this. We just had Bruce Campbell do his own solo writing with Sergeant Rock, which was amazing.
I know. Like, obviously, these things can happen.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Hold on, let me look. No, this is the only writing he's had. This comic is the first time he's actually announced as a writer. I mean, most of the time they usually have a pro alongside them.
I mean, he's a really long veteran, so I'm sure he knows how things work. But
yeah, but again, normally they would have, for somebody to be someone to enter in the comics, they normally would have that. I mean, Tom King had that with Tim Seeley guiding him. Look at the stuff with the Shazam family book. They always made sure they had a comic pro. That's why I'm surprised he's going in this solo.
Yeah. Who's the artist again? I feel like
Sam Basri.
Oh yeah, I love Sammy Basri.
Yeah, I re-look back at his work with Judd Winnick on Power Girl.
I mean, look at his work for Harley Quinn. Like he's killing it. He's great.
So this is great, and
two great artists on two small characters. I think that's good. I think Steel earns being an ongoing on its own. This could be just because I really like Steel, but I agree. I would like.
Yeah, so let's look at the summary here.
Plus, it says that he's getting back together with Lana. That's exciting.
Yep, it's on again. Which again, I do like that, especially in the backup for 1052. They've made it. No, in the main story, they're still making it clear. A lot of New 52 Superman stuff still counts.
Oh yeah,
like Metallo still has his New 52 history. Although, didn't he blow his head up during Doomed or something? So yeah, I'm surprised on that one, but yeah, I do like that. Might be back on permanently. Now he must decide whether it's time to give up being Steel once and for all. But he didn't even know who he could be without his identity. I like that idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a cool idea.
I'm surprised to have Michael Dorn. I'm just surprised by that.
I hope that he brings people. I hope he brings, because he's cool. And again, I hope he does podcasts, because I just want to hear his voice. He sounds so cool.
Yep. And again, the fact that he voiced Steel. So, okay. So now we have Wonder Woman 800 wrapping up Cloonan and Conrad's run. And it's about time. I hate to say it's been a bit long.
So I have two stacks of comics next to me right now.
All right.
I have my Wonder Woman stack, and this is just the modern stuff.
Yep. Now again, I'm not saying their entire run has been bad. I'm just saying it feels like it's been a bit long in the tooth. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Their Wonder
part,
Woman run has no buzz,
and I'll say this: it
and
feels like they're just spinning the wheels to 800 currently.
yeah, and I
At
think that's
least
a
with
shame
at least with
because they
Adams.
have great ideas. Like the whole thing with Hera being involved in like a war, like a political war in um, Olympus. That's a
And the
great
stuff,
idea.
and even the stuff tying it in with Shazam, which I gotta say, what do you see about them making Shazam more and more of a villain? The Wizard.
Wait, what?
They've been making the Wizard more and more of a villain. Granted, Jeff Johns
Oh,
kind of got that started, but they're making it. They're just driving over the edge with it. Hey,
I
Tavia.
am not caught up, unfortunately.
Again, during it was already implied during Jeff Johns' on Shazam ongoing that the Wizard was already getting fed up with Billy, and
Was this
then
in
in
the New 52 or was this in the
this was during the Rebirth ongoing.
Okay.
All right, but then in the recent during Lazarus Planet, when Billy had finally been able to basically he now has absolute control of the Rock of Eternity and has cut off the Wizard. Now the Wizard's pissed off, saying, "I should never have shared the power at all."
Well,
Now,
unfortunately,
granted,
all
Billy
this.
and the others don't
Oh,
know
oh,
they
oh.
did it to him.
So here's a question: do you think that they're doing this War of the Gods, Lazarus Planet miniseries to burn off issues that Conrad and Clunet had already written?
Possibly. I would say that could be because they can't do it weekly.
I mean, because we know they did Flash twice a month to get to 800.
Yep. Well, then again, that's also because they're trying to catch it up with 800 because the Wonder Woman was bi-weekly when they started.
Mm-hmm.
When she was on, because they wanted to speed up getting her back to Earth. So
Yeah.
it's kind of Wonder Woman opened up with it being bi-weekly, then went back to being weekly or monthly, then or bi-monthly, and then went to being monthly. This was the opposite with Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But
so what do you think? So the
hold
thing
on.
is,
I'm gonna
I
offer
think
Tavia to join in here so we got someone else to bounce off of.
I think I really appreciate a couple things that happened today, which are that both Tom King and Daniel Sampere said were very nice about Clunin and Conrad's run. They weren't like, "Oh, we're taking over and nobody cares." They're like, "This is a great
No,
run."
so same with Sempier doing that as well about the Flash run.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. I've had a
Yeah,
chance to
Tavia, if
listen.
you want to join, I sent you the link.
I had a chance to listen to both Tom King's interviews about Wonder Woman, and he hasn't really said anything. He's just like, I'm very excited, but also very nervous because Wonder Woman's a hard character to write for, which I think is good. He knows that.
Jeff Johns can't write her, what does that tell you? Wonder Woman's one of the few characters Jeff Johns can't write at all.
Well, what do you think about the way Tom King has written Wonder Woman before?
I think back to that one line, and Bianca reminded me about a line she once said, the Batman wearing armor, saying that armor doesn't match your gender.
When was that?
It was something between with Batman and Wonder Woman. I don't remember exactly, but that's apparently something she had said, and it's like, really?
I don't remember that at all.
But Bianca has a good memory in that regard. I don't think she'd make something like that up.
I don't like the way he wrote Wonder Woman. Well, okay, I didn't hate it in his Batman run, but I didn't love it either.
That might have been it during that one. I think it was during that.
I mean, that's the only time I can remember Tom King wrote both of them. But do you remember the story in the 80th anniversary?
Remind me.
It's the O'Neill special where Lois sets Diana and Clark on a date and they dance the 70s music and she says things like Pep Cat. I actually thought that there is some interesting thoughts in there. I doubt that's actually what King's run is going to be like because that was so consciously a parody and a pastiche of the 70s, and I don't think he's going to do that again.
Right. And again, it was for the anniversary. Hold on. So, but Daniel St. Pierre going up from Dark Crisis to this, it works.
No, I completely agree. I think there's a bunch of artists that are coming up right now. Rafa Sandoval, Daniel St. Pierre, Amin K. Noelfan, who are relatively new. I mean, they've been around a little while, but they're...
Dan Moore again, too, I think should count.
I feel like Dan Moore's not that new. I mean, he's definitely getting hot right now.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess Jorge Jimenez, but he got hot about 5 years ago with Justice League.
Right.
But I think that's good. I like seeing these new artists, become big. So art-wise, I'm excited. What do you think about DC breaking their rule?
Wait, which rule?
Only women can write and.
I think after the super, I think probably feel like they rushed this and are bringing this in because of the Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow stuff.
Really? Because this is a decision. I'm pretty sure this is a decision they made several months ago.
Fair enough. Hold on. By the way, hold on. Let me stop the screen. Show you. I found that image.
Oh,
was Wonder Woman. Hold on. Here we go. Like, no, please do not listen to that. You do not look ridiculous. You look ridiculous. Well, yes, a bit. And I'm but I very much am not one to say all men who try to fight look ridiculous to me. If you could all just see yourselves, all eager for and battle with the weapons so tough, it really does not suit your gender.
I mean,
I'm sorry, that line there already makes me worried.
I hope that King doesn't lean into the Wonder Woman doesn't understand and hates men thing. I don't think
he's going to go that far. I'm just saying no, but that line does make me worried still.
That line was like 5 or 6 years ago, and he's written a lot since then.
True.
So I think this is going to be different.
Now, of course, the fact we have the whole U.S. Congress passes the Amazon Safety Act, barring all Amazons from American soil. To carry out the new law, the government sets up the Amazon extradition entity. What the thing is, though, given how a lot of the Amazons can be, this is both political and yet makes sense.
It makes sense. I'm
just wondering how, given how it's King, how well they're going to handle it.
My thing is, I like it when King is more abstract in his political stuff, like in Omega Men. Like, clearly Omega Men is about the Middle East, but it's not trying to say, like, this character is an Israeli. This character is...
Then you have Strange Adventures being more about Trump.
Yeah, I really didn't like Strange Adventures, so I'm hoping that this is more...
Well, again, here's my thing, though. Because it is going to be main continuity, but it's going to be an ongoing, not a limited series, I think he's going to be on a leash.
I mean, he has to be.
Well, yeah, because it's main continuity. He doesn't have the freedom of it. Plus, I doubt he's going to have a 100-issue arc like he did with Batman.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how long he stays on it, because he and St. Pierre are both saying we don't have an end point, but I'm like, King always has an end point.
Probably has a long-term end point when he said it that way.
Well, my guess is I think he's hoping for like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And he'll stretch it or shrink it depending on what DC tells him about sales and what he needs to do.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what he did. And this is his first ongoing since Batman.
Well, technically, he's been doing Love Everlasting ongoing, but that's...
I meant mainstream.
Right. Yeah. Do you think this will connect with other stuff? Because King hates connecting with other stuff.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's going to be like...
I do think Flash is going to connect with other stuff, but I don't think Wonder Woman
is. So...
We'll get the Flash in a moment.
My thoughts on Spurrier. I don't like Spurrier, but I do appreciate that he's very collaborative. His backups on Detective Comics suck, but they're very intelligently integrated into Ram V's world.
Right. But yeah, so let's get into Flash.
Okay, so let me pull out my Flash stack. So I have the entire run in my hands right now. Got the first 2 trades plus all the singles.
I got all the singles, and I've been collecting Flash. Here's the thing: I've been collecting Flash consistently since the pre-Flashpoint Jeff Johns' second run.
Well, this will be an interesting conversation because I disliked Flash before Adams.
Even Williamson's run?
Well, I hate Howard Porter's art.
Howard Porter wasn't on it the whole time, dude. They fluctuated artists.
He was on most of the big arcs. And this is not me saying I think Howard Porter is a bad artist. I just really don't like reading it.
All right. But again, he didn't write all of them and draw all of them.
No, I've read about 5 of the arcs that Williamson did. And they're okay. I just don't care about Barry, and I don't care about speed powers.
Fair enough.
At all. Like I don't care about Green Lantern powers at all.
All right, but yeah, I just, especially seeing his tweak, I feel so bad for Adams.
Yeah, because he clearly didn't want to leave.
I don't think anyone wants him. But here's what I think the problem is: people are loving it, but it's not tearing up social media or anything.
Well, the thing is, I think it's a case of too little, too late, because he did lift sales a lot with 1 Minute War, but by that point, they'd already already made this decision.
Exactly, but the fact also they want to change their tone. That's what scares me. That's what scares.
Well, here's the other thing: if they're really going for a sales boost, Simon Spurrier is not going to do anything for them. What is Simon Spurrier best known for? Getting his stuff canceled because of low sales. He's a known industry and he has a cult following, and I think it's great that people love him. As I've made clear, I don't like his writing, but he's got an audience. That audience,
especially with Dr. Afra.
That's right. He wrote the second half of that. His audience is small.
Here's the thing. I think that the book's going to tie into Night Terror, the cosmic horror stuff. But like I said, I'm thinking they wanted to have a change. He came up with a good pitch, and that's why they're going with him. I'm feeling they felt
I am boggled. I don't really understand why.
I think they felt we need to get away from the family friendliness.
I do wonder about that because I've seen some people speculating in public about Adams and his philosophy and his writing. But the thing is, those people liked him. I do wonder if the editors, because the thing that Adams has said consistently is the editors don't tell me anything, which to me indicates that editors aren't being very supportive of him. The other thing that you can tell about Adams's run is that editors are not at all concerned about getting him consistent artists. He has,
and the one thing that bothered me the most is he felt like the next Williamson.
In terms of ability and dedication and ability to get comics out there,
not only that though, quality and the fact that much like Williamson and Jeff Johns keeps the politics to a minimum.
Yes,
it's like. And those three are. That's why those three are like 3 peas in a pod. Those 3.
I have no idea where Williams is. I think Johns is a center lefty.
But when he writes, but
here's what I'm going to say. I am fairly certain Adams is a center right.
I'm not. I would not ask the man himself.
No, of course not.
But I get that vibe too, especially bringing back Truth, Justice, the American Way and Super Sons, how everyone loved that.
There's a bunch of stuff that I will not say publicly.
Do you want to bet this is probably part of the reason also why Linda's pregnancy is like zipping through fast now?
Well, I definitely know that they're zipping through the pregnancy so that Adams can actually get it done and doesn't leave it in a situation where they're going to steal the baby.
Or miscarry it or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Adams wants that baby to be born.
And funny thing is, Wade was excited for this. Wade was so excited for this. He was like, I gave my approval.
Yeah, I don't. From a business standpoint, I sort of see where they're coming from, but
Yeah,
here's the
because
thing: a relaunch would boost Adams' sales just as much as it would boost Spurrier's sales.
yeah.
I mean, I really don't think Spurrier's name is going to sell much.
Again, I think this is more going to be tying into the larger DC universe. I think they're going to pull that card.
I mean, Adams has been doing that the whole time. He supported
True.
Dark Crisis heavily
Crisis,
with this run.
probably the best of the tie-ins.
It was a great tie-in. Although I really liked Tom King's Superman tie-in. That was a really cool one too.
That was a good one, but yeah.
What do you think about Diodato on art?
Oh, I think that would be an interesting choice, especially with the cosmic
interesting.
horror stuff. But he's also not known for his consistency with the schedule.
Yeah, has he gotten kind of slow?
There's a lot of times where he will get behind, especially when it's more detailed of the artwork.
So you think they're probably going to have a bunch of like fill-in type guys?
Probably.
Yeah,
He's
think
not
that's
fast
likely.
as he used to be. Okay,
I mean,
let's look at this.
He's been doing this for 30 years.
Wally has never been quicker, more fulfilled, more heroic. His loving family is around him, and yet something's it's off, very off. His evolving understanding of his powers has opened Wally to a new avenues of sci-fi adventures and attuned his senses to strange new ideas. Something whispers from the dark vibrations beyond the Speed Force. As Wally experiments with creative new approaches to his powers, he encounters new realms, mysterious allies, and mind-shattering terrors. That's what gets me worried, is he might make this too grandiose.
So, as I've been there, I'm a Flash noob, but all this really makes me think of is the Dark Racer. Like, this feels like Dark Racer rehash.
That, or I'm thinking, it makes me think back to the New 52 stuff, but much more, less grounded than the New 52 stuff that Manipul and the others had. The Manipul and the others had done. Or even Williamson at the start of his run with the Speedstorm.
I've only read the first.
Yeah, it was in the first arc. In the first arc of the with the Speedstorm, remember?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Manipul. I've only read the first 2 arcs of Manipul.
Yeah. Okay, Tavia, we get it. We know. But yeah, again, I'm concerned. This has me concerned.
Agreed. I'm very concerned.
Like
and frustrated. I'm very frustrated.
Flash has always been a fun book. Always. Flash has always been about fun, family, all that stuff. It's been doing that since for over a decade. No, many decades. This feels like the first time they're actually trying to do a drastic shakeup.
Well, the first couple of, so New 52, I would say wasn't as fun. I think the fun came from Manipul's art.
Okay, it wasn't as fun, but it didn't still feel like a drastic shakeup from what came before.
And I would definitely say it wasn't cosmic horror.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Cosmic horror is the word that gets me worried.
So why does Perch think this is such a good idea?
It could be the shakeup the book needs, maybe.
But I don't get it.
But again, I think the problem is Adams, like you said, too little, too late. But I think also it wasn't burning up social media or anything. Yes, people were like,
nothing's burning up social media.
No. But what I mean is, you don't really hear people talk much about it. It's the downside of
I can to do that.
No, but I'm saying no. It's why I keep on telling so many of these anti-HJW culture war people, you want the good stuff to do good, promote the good stuff. Quit complaining on the bad shit.
That's how Hawkman lasted, because people did talk about it. But
no one's
talking about anything.
They're not. They're only talking about it if it's shit. Or they assume it's shit.
Yeah.
Like Drew from Comics Elite apparently claimed that the recent issue of Action Comics was all about the new twins brushing their teeth when that was just 2 pages.
Well, that's just stupid. The new Action's fine. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's one thing he said, and Tristan called him out on it.
That's dumb. Now, to be fair,
and then you have Wes making his dumb series.
Tom Taylor was going to have Flash. Says who? Says
who? And again, What makes you think he wants Flash specifically so he can then turn while these kids gay? I mean, no, this goes beyond theorizing. Just simply wants to be a hate fiction, not fan fiction, hate fiction.
Well, as Perch says, there's going to be so much money made on YouTube about Tom King Wonder Woman.
Yep. Oh, and you want to bet they know that? You want to bet they know that?
Well, I think at this point they're kind of desperate on Wonder Woman, which is why they broke their rule. Because
they are.
Tom King is still A-list. He's very
to be fair, that rule didn't last long. You had Steve Orlando on, and then that led right into Becky Cloonan and also
Steve Orlando led into Wilson, who led into Tamaki, who led into
Wilson. Orlando took place after Wilson.
He was before her too, though.
And after.
I think he was considered fill-in the second time.
No, the second time he wrapped up, but he was on there. He was up there till 750.
That was his first run, I think.
Hold on.
This is what happens when I don't read the actual Wonder Woman books. Oh, no, I don't want deluxe. Here we go. Let me see.
This was Orlando's other run from Annual 3 and 82 up until so you have 1, 2, 3, 750, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, because all the way up to the fourth annual. So you had a good year.
Interesting. Wait a minute.
Yeah, now granted, he wrapped up what Wilson had done. Hey, Tavia.
Hello.
Hello.
So like I said, what are you trying to find, man? What are you trying to find?
I'm just looking at on DC Universe. I'm looking at the runs. But the rule,
I know I did. You sent me a live stream. I did do.
I told you. I said it earlier that I sent you it.
The rule.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see it until now.
All right. Anyway, you were saying.
The rule doesn't just apply to Wonder Woman. It also goes to Batgirl and black characters. It's like what Christopher Priest said. They cast their writers, and I think that is.
I think there's further proof than people saying that DC's trying to get away from the political,
I hope you're right.
Agenda.
Yeah, I think that's proof of it. Then where they're basically saying we're not going to just try and force people into this.
That makes sense.
But so Tavia, I know how you feel about Jeremy Adams and Flash. Let's not focus on that. What's your feeling on Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
For what I tell when the shooting table, it did not look good. Look at what? You're telling me you're playing that Wonder Woman to be an outlaw. Similar look at Amazon attack.
Whoa. First of all, dude, given a lot of the stuff that the Amazons have done to the world, Amazon attacks, amongst other things, really, are you that surprised given how there's so many times when the Amazons do come to man's land, a lot of time it is to attack it?
Yeah, but this idea to sound like a repeat of an earlier show we did before Japan. I don't want a repeat of that story. That's crap.
Okay, that's fair, but I'm willing to wait and see what Tom King's doing. But really, would it be any worse than what we're getting from Cloonan and Conrad?
No.
I mean, it could definitely be worse.
I dropped that book a long time ago. I don't know what's having that book anymore.
I'm still buying
I know Psycho Pilot. Not Psycho Pilot.
Dr. Psycho.
That's Psycho. Yeah, I know he was the main bad guy in one story. I forget what he did.
Again, it's just spinning its wheels, and now we're having this up with Shazam and all that.
Which would maybe get why? Why Captain Marvel with Shazam evil?
Now, I gotta
I
say,
don't want that story.
where do you stand on Michael Dorn writing Steel?
I think that can work.
But he's never written anything. And the fact he has no comic pro collaborator, it's what intrigues me, because normally you would have that. I mean, look at the Shazam family book.
I should call Captain Marvel. Should call the Marvel family. That's what I would call that.
But you know what I'm saying, though. They had all the actors from the movie, but they also made sure they had comic pros along with them.
That's true, yeah. And I read that one shot. It actually pretty good.
It wasn't the greatest, but it
wasn't like A+ material, but it was something. It was a good story.
Okay, now, David, I have not seen your video. Where do you stand on the first issue of John Kent? I liked it. I thought it was a good, strong thing and did not have much politics. It just went right into the action. And I do think that Taylor is going to break up John and Jay. I don't think Jay's going to be able to handle.
That's one problem.
Okay. I can't guarantee it. That's just my theory. But it sounds like I don't think Jay will be able to handle this idea of faking it when he's around John.
Would that be a good mercy coming? That's one problem.
I don't think that means he's going to get rid of Jay. But I don't think the relationship's going to last.
If he splits up, I'll be happy with that one problem.
I know, David. I know you would be happy with it. All right. Yeah, I know you would. Everyone knows where you stand on everything, Davia.
That's true. Yeah, I'll admit that.
Everyone knows. You've made no secret about it, Tavia.
Yep. But after watching the issue, okay. Like I said before, my problem with that issue is not. Yes, you didn't know that's in secondary. My thing, it's feeling Earth 2 book. This feels Earth 2.
Well, to be fair, we haven't had Earth 2 since Earth 2 Society.
But Earth 2 Society, Tom did not write that book.
No, he didn't write that, but he's acknowledging it still.
I'm shocked he brought that book back. Because,
whoa. He's tying in, if you're going to deal with the multiverse, then of course you should reference. Now, granted, this isn't the first time since Earth 2 Society ended where we've had an Earth 2 character show up. At the end of Williamson's run, Earth 2 Jay Garrick showed up.
But, wait.
The younger Jay Garrick.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Younger Jay Garrick from the New 52 Earth 2 showed up at the end of Williamson's run, making it clear that world is still out there.
I forgot he showed up in that Flash one.
No, at the very end. It was the very end, and it was like a cameo more, but it was still an acknowledgement.
Ow. I know about that.
Yeah, it was right at the last 2 issues of Williamson's run.
Yeah, the last 2 issues of Reverse Flash.
Now, okay, I will say this about C. Spurrier. I will at least check it out. I will at least check out the first issue and make a decision from there.
I'll check it out.
I've been buying it. This is the first time ever since I've been collecting Flash, ever since Flash Rebirth, that I am so worried about the book.
Same.
Well, he's going to have like
a good Flash. I love that series. The fact that this didn't take man off pisses me off.
Now, Tavia, I will say this. I do feel that a lot of us have brought it on ourselves by not getting others to spread the word and buy more Flash. I think by this time,
what else can I do? I write reviews. I talk about it.
Not just you. I get that. I'm talking about spreading the word to get others to spread the words and so on and so forth.
I tried my best. I tried everybody to buy that book, spread the word.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when you have more people wanting to just chose to bash on other stuff.
Unfortunately.
And I mean, or you have people like Wes saying, "Oh, Tom Taylor wants to come on and make Wally's kids gay just because he wants to make Wally's kids gay."
Bullshit. Much I don't like Tom Taylor book, even he won't do that. That's stupid.
That is stupid. He would not come in solely to do that.
There's no one who would do that shit. He wrote Injustice Barry on that's great. Even though Injustice had a little problem, the argument he wrote do that Flash good.
Yeah.
Like, he will not do that shit.
I mean, he might be. He would have it in him, but I don't think he would. Especially,
Yeah,
I don't
he
think
might
he's gonna.
have it in him, but he won't pull the trigger on that.
I'll say this. I don't think he would want to screw over Adams.
No, he wouldn't.
Come on, Ian. Even you have to admit, I don't think Taylor would want to screw over Adams.
Yeah, back us up here. We need some positive than negative 27.
I mean, I'm very negative on Taylor, so you're asking me to do the wrong thing.
Okay, but do you think
Fair
though?
enough.
But honestly, in all honesty, do you honestly think he would, if he had gotten the Flash book, do whatever he could to undo what Taylor and what Adams had done?
I think, based on how he writes Wally in Nightwing, I think he would write another slice of life, pointless book like Nightwing.
No comment on that. I know.
You asked me about Taylor. I told you not to.
You're right. You're right. You're right. We did. But yeah, but again, overall, all of this big shakeups and everything, I'm both excited for some, lukewarm with Hawkgirl, and worried for Flash.
I'm more worried about Flash. That's number one priority that I'm worried about. Because we just got a great book for Jeremy who made this book amazing. By the way, this sound
Again, I want to meet Jeremy as in person after having him on my show twice, but
yeah,
this is
I met
just
him
so
personally.
not
Amazing.
fair. Now, granted, he's had a long run. The amount of issue-wise, he's had a good lengthy run. I will give him that. And I think this is going to be a run people are going to look back fondly on. In fact, wait a minute. Remind me, what issue did he start in on?
768.
768. Hold on.
It's 763. 763.
So 763.
Really?
Yes.
So he's been on for 37-ish issues.
No, it's 768.
Oh, yeah, 768. 763 is a filler story.
The trade has a bunch of randos in it.
So he's been on it for 32 issues.
The first issue we got is Kevin.
32 issues plus 2 annuals plus a special plus 2 Dark Crisis tie-ins.
Yes. And so you have all of that. It's not a bad run, especially like it's about as long as Vendetti's run was on New 52 Flash.
But it's even longer. But they run with just
Wait, what were you saying, Ian?
It's significantly longer than anyone else got in Infinite Frontier.
You're right. Definitely, you were right about that. Actually, no, I think that it is okay. Nowhere near Williamson's run, obviously.
No, Infinite Frontier. Since Infinite Frontier.
Infinite Frontier.
Yeah, since Infinite Frontier, that was Williamson. No, you're right. Infinite Frontier was after Williamson. Yeah, but I'm just saying that. Wait, can I finish? It is longer than either of the New 52 runs, but because both Manipul and Brian and Baccialetto only lasted up until Baccialetto anyway, until 28. And then Vendetti and Jensen lasted all the way from there up till 52.
52, yeah.
Yeah, 52. Which
so
is
both of which are still under 32 issues. So
he's got, in the last 12 years, he's got a defining run. And I think people will look back on it like Venditti Hawkman, like Simone Birds of Prey. I don't think people will look at it like Jeff Johns Green Lantern or Jeff Johns Flash.
But
where would it compare to Williamson's Flash?
Yeah.
Williamson, I think, is up there with Johns in terms of runs people look at just because of how long it was.
Yeah.
It was long.
How many people have 100-issue runs who aren't named Dan Slott?
That's your 10
I think King, technically, if you count Batman Catwoman, King had that as well as Williamson.
But
yes.
King,
I am surprised. I am still surprised they let them go that long. And technically, Williamson has well beyond 100 because he had to do, of the Batman tie-ins, King only wrote one.
Correct.
That's the one.
The first issue of the Button. He did not write the second Batman one. He plotted it, but Williamson wrote that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. I thought he did write the Button.
No, he wrote He wrote Batman dealing with Reverse Flash. He did not write.
Or Williamson.
Yeah, the other 3 were Williamson, with the second Batman issue being plotted by King. So that was all, everything that dealt with them meeting up with Flashpoint Batman and everything. That was all Williamson writing it.
But then when you have Flashpoint Batman come back in the
Batman, I know,
no sense.
Because it was King's plot. It was still King's plot that Williamson was playing on. So of course he was
no, not that. I meant after the button. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, after the button, that was when King then did his own thing back in Batman, and Flash did his own thing continuing on.
But with Flash, it made more sense. But with Flash and Batman showing up at the end after the button, it made no sense. Because, wait, what?
Okay, no. Well, it made sense because it's still, when they revealed how Batman, Flashpoint Batman came back thanks to Reverse Flash causing it, it made sense because it tied back into the button.
But then got the Doomsday Clock. Because Doomsday
No.
Clock.
Okay. Doomsday Clock, do not blame them for what happened with Doomsday Clock. All right? Do not blame them for that. That's more on Jeff Johns than it is Tom King and the others.
I don't blame Tom King. I'm a boy, Andrew. It's the same.
Okay. Tavia, if you're going to blame about that, you should also blame about where does the and Mr. Oz fit in with Doomsday Clock? Nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that.
Where does everything happen with Mr. Oz happen? Nowhere did it tie into Doomsday Clock. So you cannot complain about one and not complain about the other.
Obviously, this meant Mr. Oz was supposed to Doomsday Clock, but if we hint the document hand.
Okay. I think Doomsday Clock planned to be one thing and became something else.
Well, Doomsday Clock originally wanted to be metal.
Wait, what?
No. Metal.
Not metal itself, but it wanted to do the things continuity-wise that metal.
That Death Metal was going to do.
Right.
The Death Metal would get the 5G when 5G went to.
No, we know that. But anyway, I think we can all agree to this though. Future State hurt Adam's run for the start of it.
I hate Future State.
Those 2 issues of Future State, because how many people kept saying, "Oh, why should we bother reading it? It's just going to be the Wally reading this in the Future State." And it was like, no, it had nothing to do with it. Different writer and everything.
It was bullshit. It was my different writer. Future was crap.
I mean, would you agree with that?
Here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Flash Future State series being so disconnected and also being
so
Evil
shitty,
Wally again,
so horrible,
do you think that hurt?
Yes, I just said that. I just said that. Yeah,
because people assumed that thing would be canon, but it wasn't.
They thought it was going to be canon, and they thought that they kept on mistaking that they thought Adams was the writer on that.
It wasn't Adam. They liked Young Justice.
Well, I know. It was the guy who's worked on Young Justice.
Which I am shocked he wrote that story because
it was what he was. It was what he was tasked to write.
Why was that?
But again, because when you have Batman and Superman both leading into what happened in Future State, everyone was expecting that was going to happen with Flash, and it took a while, too late, I think, for people to find out about it. Because there were so many people who were just saying, "Oh, I'm not going to read it because it's going to lead into Evil Wally anyway. Why should I bother?"
Except it
I definitely got a bunch of people saying that.
We're kicking ass every day. And
I think people started to learn and accept it after the end of the first arc. But by that point, it was the slow build that it should have gotten from the first issue in the first place. And by that point, I think people just didn't care anymore.
True.
Until the war, the Time War.
It's a 1 minute war.
1 minute war.
With 1 minute war, it's such a great event because it's an event.
It's not an event. No, it's not an event. It's just a storyline that's getting a lot more promotion.
I know. But it's an event. It's at the kind of an event. It does have tie-ins. But
only a one shot. That's it. That's not much of a tie-in.
True. Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
Okay.
It's actually
War on Earth.
Knows what it is.
War on Earth 3 was more of an event than this story has been.
War on Earth 3.
No, because you had tie-ins with the one shot, and it was a crossover among other books. That one makes it more of an event than this one, where it's just in the Flash book and nowhere else.
With War on Earth 3 went nowhere. It was a pointless event.
And apparently they're ignoring it anyway.
Yeah, with Ultraman showing. Wait a minute. I feel like they would have been done kind of.
No. We already knew, they were ignoring it since the end of Dark Crisis was Amanda Waller showing back up on Earth with the light.
Oh, I completely forgot what that actually happened. God, that's a waste of time. What?
I don't think Dark Crisis was a waste of time.
Well, what did it actually accomplish?
Dark Crisis more clarified. I think here's why I look at it. Dark Crisis did what Death Metal made a bit more complicated and simplified it.
It's also made more complicated
because Dark and Death Metal was focused on the whole
Omniverse stuff.
Yeah, the Omniverse and everything, and they didn't really specify too much. They didn't make it clear and everything. So I think Williamson decided to have it be, oh yes, we have the structure for an Omniverse. We don't have it populated yet.
Why did you have to say that cursed word again?
What?
Omniverse. I hate it so much.
I like it.
I'm not been on with either.
Okay, look, here's why I look at the Omniverse. An Omniverse is a multiverse of multiverses.
That's ridiculous. Multiverse is already infinite.
No. Meaning you could have its own set of multiverses, meaning that it's the notion that you can have a whole bunch of other groupings of a multiverse.
So everything's canon. That makes sense. Like DCU. But it's the exact same idea. DCU era would bring everything canon. But you can't do that because you only contradict yourself a few years. If you do every canon, nothing canon, it's just a complete mess of a...
Tavia, settle down.
Sorry. It just been a headache.
Well, anyway, I think Dark Crisis was meant to simplify what Death Metal was doing. I think they decided to have it be, let's make an event and then actually officially, properly bring back the DC Infinite Universe.
Yeah,
so again, the way it works is the structure for the Omniverse was built, but it wasn't populated. This is the event where it's populated.
But then the main villain Pariah, but not Pariah.
Okay. It was Pariah. It was not the Great Darkness. The Great Darkness was a force of nature that basically got corrupted by Pariah, and Pariah convinced himself it was controlling him when it really wasn't.
How did Dark Crisis do?
I don't know yet.
It feels
Tavia. It's like this. Would darkness really be evil? Should darkness be considered evil? Exactly. So the whole notion is that the darkness felt all of Pariah's sorrow. And we know Pariah has a ton of sorrow.
True.
And it corrupted him.
It's the Antimon who destroyed everything, not him.
Yes, but Pariah's always been blaming himself. So when he was stuck in the darkness at some point, great darkness at some point, it's more like he convinced himself the voice was talking to him when the voice was never really there. But unfortunately, what? No, that's it. Okay, that Great Darkness does not count. That's a if you remember, the Great Darkness saga had nothing to do with actual darkness.
No, not that. I mean, when Darkseid, when he became the all-powerful Darkman,
no. By that point, Pariah was already in control or utilizing the Great Darkness. By that point.
Oh.
By that point, Pariah.
What happened to the empty hand? We never got the
Okay. The entry. You mean the empty hand? The Gentry, the empty hand. Those are just the personification of the Great Darkness. That is his own sentient hand. That is the hand of itself. So as far as so he basically clarified saying that the Gentry are going to be are its own force, but it's probably not. We're not dealing with it yet. It showed up here, but it's probably gone back to the old multiverse.
So we didn't get to see him.
But anyway, as I was saying,
so I have to head out soon.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. I was just gonna say this one other thing with Dark Crisis. The moment Pariah was taken care of, obviously the Great Darkness was so wound up. It was so full of. It's like basically the bear was antagonized, so the bear's running around and everything, and thus Slade became the new embodiment of it. And that's why it took someone, he was already in a bad spot as it was. It took Nightwing to do it and calm it down for it to stop. And at the very end, they said, if people want to think it's the Great Darkness, just to simplify it, then let them think it's the Great Darkness. That's what they straight out said. They straight out said that. They straight out said the Great Darkness wasn't a threat. But if people want to think it is, because it's not going to care, the Great Darkness isn't going to care, then let them think it.
I guess that makes sense in that type of storytelling. It just feels right.
It makes a lot of sense if you ask me.
Fair enough.
Tavia, I think you wanted to be something else. So because it didn't become what you wanted it, you are confused. If you just accept it as it is at face value, it does make sense. Rather than it not being what you hoped it was going to be, which was going to be a big reboot and make John a kid again.
I'm not saying a reboot. I think a soft reboot, but I want.
Yeah. But either get way. You were hoping for that, even though they made it clear from day one it wasn't going to do that. But you kept thinking they were going to. Because of that, that caused you to expect something else. And because it didn't go that way, you're confused by why it didn't go that way and was what we got. Take it on its face value. It does make sense in its own way.
I'll give it that. We had some engine tie-in. The only time I did not. Okay, 2 times I did.
At least Williamson made John Kent tolerable.
Well, teen John tolerable, not that I know.
As I meant, teen John tolerable. And again, there's so many people who are saying they actually like teen John now because of that.
I'm still pissed off, but you know what? That's another day.
Okay. Anyway, we got to get going. So
yeah, we got to.
Ian, I thank you guys for joining us, and Ian, thank you for wanting to do this. And we'll see you guys all on the next one. And again,
bye, Flash. Make DC regret their choices.
Exactly. See you guys.
Bye.